Next up is Ross v. Ross. The question is for debate between T-Money and G-Man.
Come on.
Who's the best non-quarterback in the draft? Best non-quarterback in the draft, T.
Right.
Who do you think it is? All the quarterbacks get all the love, man.
I know. My guy, Penei Sewell. That's who.
Oh,
Tackle from Oregon. All right. He's been rated the number one lineman, not just this year, but last year as well. He took a year off. So he's actually had a year to prepare for just the NFL, which I like. He didn't also take all those hits. I just think the O-line is so undervalued, and O-line is so much more important in these skill positions. Just take a look at what happened in the Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs had all the weapons in the world, but two or three offensive linemen go down, and Patrick Mahomes is running for his life. You can't throw to skill position players unless you have the offensive lineman to protect them. He would be a 10-year starter, no doubt, and on whatever team he drafts him, and he controls his own destiny because he just has to block the guy in front of him. Skill position player, if you're going to name Kyle Pitts, you're going to name Ja'Marr Chase, they don't control who throws them the ball, who coaches them, what team they get drafted to, what scheme they're in. Penei Sewell just has to block the guy in front of him, and he's elite at doing it. He's the best player in this draft, and I hope my Bengals draft him.
hey, I think he is going to the Bengals. They got to protect Joe Burrow and his new knee.
Yeah.
And he is on my long list. He's on my long list. I like the pick. The guy's never wavered. You know, It's not like these quarterbacks where they keep switching spots. Who's going to be number 3? You know, keep switching around. That offensive lineman position's been Sewell's the whole time. Even though there's other good linemen.
Yeah.
Nobody's wavered from him. I think he is the best lineman. But also you can look at defense. I got Micah Parsons on my list from Penn State, the linebacker.
He's good.
You know, he's a great run defender, great blitzer, great tackler. The guy has it all. So if you want to look at some of the unusual positions, those might be two. But, man, I got to go with some of the flashy guys here, man. I'm thinking about fantasy and who's going to get me some points. You know, so I look at the wide receivers. I think Ja'Marr Chase is the best wide receiver, as you kind of referred to. I mean, he's got to be – I've got to put him there as my best non-quarterback.
Okay.
He's a wide receiver one, man. He's a wide receiver one. The guy, 24 deep catches in 2019, 10 more than any other player in his class. The guy's huge. He's the biggest receiver. He's bigger than way bigger than Smith, way bigger than Jalen Waddle, who are the next two guys.
Yeah.
Tight end Kyle Pitts. I like him, but hey, man, if you don't have Kelsey or Kittle, you got somebody that's not getting a lot of points. Kyle Pitts, he's going to catch some balls, but I don't expect a big impact in year one.
I just love how you immediately go to fantasy as your only option. Like it can't be a lot because it gets 0 points in fantasy for me.
Hey, that's why I win the championship, because I think like that, man.
Oh my God.
That's why I win the fantasy. I'm a defending fantasy title champion. I got upset last year, but I will be back. I'm going Ja'Marr Chase, man. I'm going Ja'Marr Chase. He's good for fantasy or regular football.
He's a beast. I would be right there as my next guy. He has everything. Route running, size, skill, catchability, everything. People forget. Justin Jefferson had an amazing rookie season. This guy was so much better than him in college. Like the wide receiver one when Justin Jefferson was on that LSU championship team. Just imagine Jefferson, but bigger, better, faster, stronger, and overall a way better prospect. That's who this guy is.
Well, that was the hard draft last year with some of those guys that got picked, the receivers. You didn't know who was going to be the one that broke out.
Yeah.
And there was some real surprises there. And the receivers, because we had all these stars coming out of college. Henry Ruggs got drafted 12th. Jerry Jeudy got drafted 15th. I mean, how would you rate those two guys? CeeDee Lamb was drafted 17th.
Yeah.
And then Jalen Reagor drafted 21, and then Justin Jefferson 22.
Yeah.
We look at that group. Brandon Ayuk 25.
Ja'Marr Chase would have been ranked ahead of them going into this draft, just so you're aware. Like he won the award for best wide receiver in all of college football, but he was only a sophomore. That's why he took the year off. But he would have been the number one wide receiver in last year's draft class as well. He's a can't prospect for me. But like I said, if the Bengals draft him, good luck getting him the ball because Joe Burrow is going to be on his ass.
Well, you look at Ruggs as 1. I'm talking just receivers. Ruggs 1, Judy 2, CeeDee Lamb 3, Rager 4, Justin Jefferson 5. So the 5th receiver taken was probably the best one. Would you agree?
No, I disagree.
Who do you think's the best one out of those?
I think Jerry Judy's the best one out of all of those, but it's all about where you get drafted.
What?
That's my
no way.
That's my point about this. That is my entire point about this segment. It all depends on scheme, coaching, fit, who's throwing you the ball. Of course, the guy who gets drafted to the team in the 20s is going to have a better opportunity because that's the better team. When Drew Lock's the ball, you're never going to get the ball. That's what happens.
Okay. We're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. I gotta disagree. This should be a Ross v. Ross topic, man. I will take you down on this.
We're doing it right now.
I'm gonna take you down on this one, man.